Welcome back to the Random Horror Show. I am your horror hostess, Keisha Lacey, coming straight out of the Iron Pine Curtain, better known as East Texas. And here at the Random Horror Show, what I'll be talking about and commentating and breaking them shits down. In a lot of movies, though I get a little silly, though I throw a joke, but we stay on the main point in horror, science fiction, fantasy, cult classics, and the obscure. In movies, television shows, and literature, and sometimes we throw in a nice little guest or two. But tonight's episode is going to be Swarm. It is the number 4 talked about show on Amazon Prime. You can go and check out Swarm on Amazon Prime. It came out this month. It is created by Donald Glover. We all know who Donald Glover is. And Janine Neighbors. Also is directed by Adam Ibu, which he directed Honk for Jesus and all many movies. But this show right here is so fascinating because they started off whenever it begins of murder, sex, and music. This is not a work of fiction. Now, reason why they throw that out is because the similarities of what we see on social media. And if we're going to go in and talk about the whole synopsis and a lot of things about Swarm. We've seen how people will get very upset about if somebody comes after or talks about, their favorite actors, their celebrities, even musicians, even artists. Take, for example, of this show right here, which is fictional people, but it takes like the reality of things of how people act fool on social media, especially with the Beehive. Beyonce, she's very famous. She actually started in Destiny's Child. She was on Star Search. She is very huge. She has this badass marketing team where she just drops an album. She rarely does interviews and things like that. She still makes money. She is like that. Well, we all know about the Beehive. So anybody say something derogatory or say just a little bit of smidge of like, oh my God, Beyonce's hair has fallen in her nose, or she has like a big old pimple on her booty or something. You have the Beehive, the swarm in, and they would literally just destroy a person because they are stance with her. Now, this is showing a lot about the stance culture. Now, I'm not very familiar with like the stance culture a couple of years back, but now I understand it now because I'm like, y'all are fucking crazy. And to me, it's like, you're attacking people, doxing people, sending death threats or things like that, or they just like, hey, this person's talking about my favorite artist, our leader, our it's like a cult. It's like a cult, and they will get all of their flying monkeys to zone in on this one person. And yes, that looks insane because it's one person commenting on their artist or the actor or their favorite, celebrity or musician over a tweet, over social media or whatever, but they don't know this person, and all of a sudden they just attack them. And it's like, that's just so weird because it does have a cult-like feeling with this, because this artist, whoever that you worship all the time, eat, breathe, sleep this person, and this person doesn't even know you. They think like, oh, there's my fans, but this person does not give a shit about you. It's not like y'all are getting paid to do this, but it has been a growing trend in the past couple of years of how reckless these people can be, especially on social media. I have seen it firsthand. with a couple of people that I follow on Instagram, especially if somebody comes out of pocket about Jenny Ortega. I have seen the long-winded paragraphs of, Beth Loves Horror, which is one of my past guests. She said something about Jenny Ortega, just only her acting skills, and this guy just wrote this long paragraph to her, and it was full of vitriol and hate and everything else just towards her, just because she did not like, Jenna Ortega's acting. She doesn't understand the obsession with Jenna Ortega. And I was with her, like, I'm not a fan of Jenna Ortega myself and some of her acting, but there's no need for somebody just to come in and just say that's hate speech and things like that. And you're not, and it's like, you're not understanding. It's because a lot of people, I know a lot of people need help. Especially when you're tying your emotions to somebody that does not know you exist, and really they don't know you exist, but you're acting out of pocket with somebody else. It's crazy. Opinions are opinions. It's not like she sit there and said that a bunch of bad crap about Jenny Ortega, but this guy just took it too far, literally too far. It was crazy. Um, but I've seen where it's another follower who I contacted, and they like sent like the craziest things of this guy, like, wishing death on him. That is nuts. I wish people would stop doing that, and I want the people who are receiving those threats like that to please call the local authorities. I don't care if you have to call the CIA, FBI, MI6, or I don't give a shit. Report their ass. Charge him to the fullest. Charge him to the game. I don't care if you threw him up under the jail. I don't care. Please do that. They are threatening you. That's harmful. It's crazy. I just don't understand why people are doing things like that for the love or excuse me, the obsession over one person that does not know that they exist. Now, Swarm has like these really great actors. You have Chloe Bailey, who is playing the Little Mermaid. Of course, there's some controversy about her playing the Little Mermaid, and oh my God! And like I said, this is where it gets really super crazy and super stupid of what I just explained. You have Dominique Fishback. She plays Dre. She sparkles beautifully in this very raw, I mean, really just drives it to the point of how this woman's obsession with her favorite singer. You also have Billie Eilish. My goodness alive, I really love Billie Eilish, and I sit there and just like, you talking about this girl who I play when I DJ, looking like damn Shigo with that green and black hair, and look and her face looking like Gloria from the Muppets. Y'all remember Gloria from the Muppets? She was in the band with Animal and them. She looking like Gloria and She Go all together. And when I heard Billie Eilish's voice and then her acting, and that's her first debut role of acting, I was literally floored, especially the episode between her, Dre, who was played by Dominique Fishback, and Billy plays Eva. The episode really fucking rocked. You have Neri Brown, who actually plays Naja, which is the fictitious singer, which is similar to another singer as we know that's really big, Beyonce. And it's a dark comedy, thriller, psychological horror, and it also falls into the obscure, genre too. So it's like a really great mix. You also have Paris Jackson, the daughter of Michael Jackson. I kept looking at her. I'm like, this girl looks familiar. And I'm like, oh my God, it's Paris Jackson. And of course, you got old Leon. Oh my God, David Ruffin. Oh my God, Temptations, David Ruffin. Leon, he's been acting for a long time, but the most memorable character that we know that he has played is the real life David Ruffin, who was with the Temptations. Everybody loves quoting Leon when he does Temptations. I love Leon when he played David Ruffin. We also have Cree Summer. Cree Summer, oh my gosh. She does so many voiceover. She's a voiceover actress. She is like that actress. Just seeing her in this show, I was like, oh my God, it's Cree Summer. I remember Cree Summer when she hit the scene with A Different World, and she has done the voice of Angelica's friend. With the Rugrats, she has done so many like voice acting. It's like super ridiculous. Ex Mayo, I don't know this person, but I just thought I'd just throw that in. But I'm going to say Donald Glover and Janine Neighbors have really created a very, really rich horror thriller, just mayhem of just all kinds of just ridiculous sorts within Swarm. It also breaks down of how you see Dre. She reminds me of like the likings of Dexter Morgan. Now she is raised in Houston. I'm loving it. It is based in Houston of this person. Dre, she and Chloe Bailey's character are sisters. They're not really sisters. She's adopted. Dre is adopted, but she also has a backstory um, to, of kind of like how, like you would think about Dexter has that backstory if you're a big fans of Dexter. Dre has this, I thought she had Asperger's. I was like, does she have Asperger's or she's, because I was like, okay, you're a little socially awkward right there. That doesn't mean like a person with Asperger's is socially awkward. There's people that do have Asperger's that are social. It's just different with them. I thought she had Asperger's at first, but when we get into the episodes, which is like 7 episodes, we understand that Dre comes from some really like bad, come from a bad childhood and stuff, and that's the reason why she ended up in foster care, and then she ended up with Chloe's Bailey's family. Throughout, we will understand why there's like we start to see like the patterns of Dre of why she's like that. Just to say this, the colors are very beautiful. I love the camera angles, the cinematography. It's really very, very rich where you can just get really into it, just aesthetically pleasing to the eye. We meet so many characters. Not only we getting to know who Dre is, but there's like sub characters like Billie Eilish's character, Eva. We see like different locations of where Dre is going to, and you're wondering why. Okay, why she keeps going to these different locations is because she's on her social media. She is scrolling and seeing who these people are that are saying derogatory remarks about Naija. Now, she has this obsession with Naija. This is her favorite singer ever since she was a little girl. Her and Chloe Bailey, they love Naija, but then if somebody talks crazy about Naija or have anything to say about Naija, it's like she goes into this really dark place, and she feels that this place of like where she goes to whenever she finds that person, and it can be a tweet from 2 or 3 years ago. It can say like, oh, Naja music is shit, or like I really don't follow her. There was one episode where Dre got very, very upset with this person because she says Nija's sister has better music than her. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, if that is not me right there, when I'm just going to admit it when I say Solange's music is way better than Beyonce's music. I probably get the beehive on me, but I don't care. That's not going to hurt me or whatever. Just don't play with mess like that. And that's my opinion, and I'm going to stick to my opinion and things like that. So when that person said that Naija got, excuse me, Dre got a little bit ticked about that right there. There's like so many things, nuances in this series that you can just sit there and just click the show off and just go on social media, scroll, hit like different celebrities, artists, whatever, and you will see so many tags, you see so many replies, or like, like especially with Twitter. I'm not on Twitter, but I used to be on Twitter. Just stuff like that. And you will see like how you have those people, you have like the normal fans, and then you have like those people who have that cult like mental instability like that, that will just go off on just random people. If you will just do that for like 2 days, you will be absolutely drained. You will be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe like there's people like this. And they will take it to the next level. Well, Dre took it to the next level of her conquest of finding these people from tweets that has been 2, 3, 5 years ago, and go and murder them. I mean, she does do different things at great lengths to make sure that she silenced them because they have offended her queen, her god, her goddess, her deity that she worships. Now, she does is very crafty in this. And then another thing I like to point out and everything is that she is a young black woman. And this is where it gets so good at. We just don't hear serial killer black women. And if it's like very, very minute, or it's a very small percentage of that. But I like that, like, it wasn't just crazy with it. It's not being, derogatory with it. You actually feel sorry for Dre. You actually feel like, oh my God, Dre, you're such a butthole for doing this. And it's like you want to help her, but it's like throughout the carnage of what she's doing. And she's pretty sloppy with this shit too, that you're like, is she gonna get caught? But then you're like, I don't want her to get caught because I want her to keep going at this. There was a detective, it was like a reality based show, that was connecting all of the murders from Tennessee to Los Angeles to Washington. That, like, it's a black woman, oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? She's like, she just fell in the cracks. And that is true. She actually did fell in the cracks of a lot of things, because this is like pretty much basically of how Dre psychologically, like, feeling that need to be wanted, to be loved. Um, she, didn't have like the greatest life. She did, but it was some things about within this interview in one of the episodes that showcased the early signs of Dre going down that downward spiral of a serial killer. And one thing that Dre does associate with herself is with food. She was a beautiful, I'm gonna tell you, she was cute as hell and everything else. And she eats food like after her murders. And I was just like, that is very interesting right there. She needs food as like fuel, not, and it's more of a comfort for her, is to like, hey, you just did this right here. Oh, okay, then, well, let's go eat some food. She has this like dependency on junk food. With her first murder, she off the guy that was the boyfriend of Chloe Bailey's character. Um, she runs into the refrigerator and she eats the pie. After bludgeoning him to death, she eats pie. She is devouring this pie. She is filling up that empty hole. And then she goes into this maniac laughter. She's sitting there looking at this dog that was barking at her because of what she'd done. He knew that she was an intruder. That's the reason why this dog just went super duper crazy and everything. But you see how she devours the junk food. And I was just like, that is really interesting. I mean, there's like so many things that like my daughter was telling me whenever she was a Walmart personal shopper, when she was in Florida, she noticed that some odd requests and things that she had to pull off the shelf as a Walmart personal shopper. And she noticed that junk food, like chips and candy and, odd little things after these heavy duty, interesting items that she had to pull off. And she's like, is this a serial killer? She said, this is giving me vibes of a serial killer. She did not feel very comfortable pulling those things off. And then she's like, they had a pack of Fritos. This must be a mission accomplished food or something, like rewarding themselves with. I don't know. I'm not a forensics. I do not deep dive into serial killers. Uh, I like to understand the psychology of like serial killers, sociopaths, and psychopaths like that. But at the moment, I'm lashing and helping out my students, so I don't have enough time for that right there. Um, but Swarm is one of those shows. I feel it is a big, huge surprise, especially when it comes to deal with stance culture, how sometimes that people can fall in the cracks of things that, like, that really have dealt something with trauma, and it does, and she has had a lot of trauma in her life. It's just a very, like, a really good delicious stew of like different spices and meats and vegetables that's in it, especially where it takes on about how things in this reality, our reality, than just social media online reality, how people can like bring from that online personalities and stuff and bring that into real life, where we know that is a big no-no. It does not make me want to go and, like, if somebody says something about some actor or some celebrity, or a musician that I love, that does not make me want to go and just follow them or track them down and murder them. No, it does not. It's just their opinion. That's what they think about it. And, I can't do nothing about what they say. I don't control their mouth or whatever. But you have like so many factors with Dre of how she became like this, and I feel that the pacing is really great. I mean, I'm going to say it like this: I seen penises in this show. I love that. I was like, yes, more penises in the show. I was like, yes, penis. Oh, it messed me up when Rory Culkin, the brother of Macaulay Culkin, he was in this, and I was like, oh look, it's a Culkin, you know what I'm saying? That's Macaulay Culkin's brother. If you've seen Macaulay Culkin, I've seen Macaulay Culkin years ago in person, and they all have that look, those eyes, and everything else. You just instantly just recognize that, oh, okay, that's a caller right there, like Macaulay Culkin, that's his brother. And I like the part that he, after him and Dre, did the smoochy smoochy and everything else like that. And he was just butt naked and he had strawberries and he's like, would you like a strawberry? And it was in a bowl and his penis was pressed against the glass bowl, and I was just like, I had to stop and I had to laugh, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna eat strawberries for a while. I love strawberries, but it was just the way how it was presented with his penis pressed against the glass bowl, and there's strawberries. I mean, it would have been like, if it would have been hanging, I'd have been like, ooh, but it was just pressed against this glass bowl, and I was like, I don't want to eat strawberries anymore for maybe like 3 or 4 weeks. So when I say strawberries, I'm just gonna be thinking about like Rory Culkin's penis. But then it's kind of a good thing. But then I'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's pretty cool. You have like penises in this show. Hey, I mean, Why not? Fuck it. But please do go check out Swarm. It is on Amazon Prime. Really great stuff. You will laugh. You will be shocked. You will be amazed. You will be like, oh my God, I've seen this type of behavior from the Beehive and other people that are very stance with a lot of celebrities. Celebrities that don't know that they exist, but they want to act the damn fool online with strangers who's just expressing their opinions or saying just goofy shit. I mean, because, like, really at the end of the day, you can say, like, this celebrity have, like, monkeypox on their booty or something like that. That person, that celebrity does not care because you know why? They're making money and they're just like, okay, you're basically, it doesn't bother them. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's a few celebrities that it does bother and everything, but then again, I'm like, but you're making money, you're doing other things and stuff like that. So, okay, cool. You know, you don't know them. Okay, cool. But that is enough of my time. Thank you so much for joining me for this bonus podcast episode talking about Swarm. I got some ladies to inspire and go over their state board test. We are literally trying to get their license so they become beautiful, successful, empowered business owners and professionals in the lash industry. It has taken my life over. I really do enjoy it. This is like the next chapter in my life with my beauty career profession, and it's lovely. But until then, I'm still going to be chunking out those bonuses episodes. I'm going to still be doing my IG lives and things. I cannot wait for Renfield and Evil Dead Rise next month. Looking forward to those films as well. But until then, the Random Horror Show will be back in full effect in late June. And I have some other stuff cooking up for y'all and everything. And it's going to be a brand new everything with the Random Horror Show. And I'm definitely looking forward to like present this to y'all. And you will definitely going to love this shit that I'm finna be doing a damn thing with. So, toodaloo, I got my coffee. I'm dipping out. Thank you. And this is the Random Horror Show.